everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it is time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 165. The shop that didn't hop is all over. I am back from a little mini break and we are back to our normal broadcasting schedule, which is every single Saturday, and I am so happy to be back. I needed the break, but it was nice to go, but then it was nice to come home. Isn't that crazy? You can't wait to go. You just need to get away. But then when you're away, you're like, oh, I really do miss home. So I guess there really is no place like home, huh? Now, today is going to be quite possibly a longer YouTube. Last week's YouTube was like under an hour. It was like 48 minutes or something like that. It was crazy. So I can't promise you the same on this one, and that is because we are releasing the next collection of Simply Refined dies by Scrapbooking Made Simple, and there is a lot to show you. We have new sizes of dies to bring you. I've got new Simply Refined tools. I've got new Simply Defined card bases, distinctions card bases. There's just a ton. And I want to start just quickly by saying the first die that I'm going to show you is a die that is for a larger machine, so a Big Shot Plus machine, or a Spellbinders Grand Caliber, or an E-Boss, or something that does at least 9 inches in width. And so I'm going to start with that die, but that's not part of the bundle. That is a separate purchase. So you don't have to worry if you don't have a machine that is that wide. That's not part of the bundle at all. The other 3 sets that I have to show you will work in your Sizzix Big Shot, your Sizzix Big Kick, your Sizzix Vagabond, I guess Tim Holtz Vagabond by Sizzix, your Plus machine, your Pro machine. So I just wanted to let you know ahead of time that I wanted to bring out I wanted to start bringing out A4 dies, and this is our very first release of our very first A4 size. But if you don't have one of those larger machines, don't worry. It's okay. The rest of the Simply Refined release is for you. It just so happens that the rest of the release that fits in the smaller machines coordinates with the A4 die. So if you do have the larger machine, you can have it all, and if you don't, you can have the smaller ones to do all of your scrapbooking, your mixed media, your cards. You just won't necessarily be able to make the shadow box that I have to show you. But then again, you may just want to get a Big Shot Plus machine, and I will be working with the Plus machine for a little while today, but then I'm going to go back to our standard regular 6-inch Sizzix Big Shot machine, the one that's 6 inches wide, so that you can see that the rest of the collection works beautifully with it. I am ever so excited to show you all of this. Oh my gosh. I have Winner Chicken Dinner to announce, and that is from YouTube number 164, and that was using the Mahjong 6x6 paper and the Spellbinders Flash Sale Bundle, where you got all of those dies, $175 worth of dies, I think it was $175, for 80% off. And yes, they have sold out, but people have canceled their orders. People have not paid their pay later orders. So we've been putting dies back in stock, and people who were on the Notify Me Now list have been swooping in and getting them. And that will still hold true. There still may be some sets that go back into stock. So if you are interested in those, I recommend you get on the Notify Me list, which is on the page of the product. It will say Notify Me, and you just add your email address. Keep in mind though that if there's only 3 sets that come back in stock, that email, once they go back in stock, goes out to everybody who's on the Notify Me list. So there may be 100 of you wanting to be notified, but only 3 bundles available, so they'll go very, very quickly. But what a slammin' hot deal that was, I tell you. And we are also almost sold out of the Sizzix original size multi-purpose platform. We have under 30 left. And if you haven't got your original multi-purpose platform yet, I encourage you to do so. Scrapbooking Made Simple has the exclusive on this product, and we have the exclusive for several more months. So you will not be able to find it anywhere else. We're expecting our next shipment of this product in sometime early October. So if we sell out, we're not gonna have pre-orders. If we sell out, put yourself on the notify me list, and when they come back in October, we'll have plenty all over again. But you still will only be able to find them at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Now for winter chicken dinner, I hope you guys love what you're getting. So you're going to get a couple of those Spellbinder dies in that set, and you're going to get a 6x6 Mahjong paper pad. Congratulations. And if you are Cindy Fielder, congratulations, you have just won. And if you've already ordered it, well, then you can use this as a really great gift to somebody. Boy, would you be somebody's BFF. Or you could post it and say, I've got it, does anybody want to buy it? Because let me tell you, people are trying to get their hands on these bundles, so you could always sell it. Now, our other winner is Cheryl Hinton. Congratulations, Cheryl. You also have one of the Spellbinders dies that come in that bundle, and a 6x6 pad from Mahjong. And remember, Mahjong is out of Sweden, and the paper is just absolutely gorgeous. We can only carry it in the 6x6 paper packs because that's what we can ship without you getting damaged paper. I'm just not comfortable shipping 12x12 paper until I can figure out how to get the corners to not bend and to ship it consistently, beautifully every single time. But the 6x6 is just lovely. So congratulations, Cheryl and Cindy. If you want to claim your prize, email us at winner, WINNER, at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Give us your name, your address, your telephone number. Tell us that you are winner chicken dinner from YouTube number 164, and we'll get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. Now, if you want to be a winner, you know the drill. I say it all the time. You just have to subscribe, get a YouTube username and login, subscribe to our channel, watch this YouTube in its entirety, and then post your comment. And who knows, you may hear your name next week. You never know when it's going to be your turn. So I am going to put those to the side for now, and I think I'm going to tilt down, and we're going to get started for today. Again, I'm going to be using the Big Shot Plus machine for part of this YouTube, but then I'm going to go to the Big Shot Standard machine, their regular machine. So even if you don't have a Plus machine yet, you're going to want to watch just the beginning of this, because I'm pulling out our very first A4 die, and I am over the moon excited about it. I'm excited about the price. I'm excited about how much we can give you for that price and what it does, because it is a useful, purposeful die. All right, I'm going to tilt on down, and we're going to get started for today. And yay! We're back. I missed my bed. I missed my pillow. It's crazy. You're so anxious to go, and then I was looking forward to really coming home. I missed home. I love home. So anyway, all right, down we go. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So this is the first card I want to show you, and this is using part of the die, one of the dies from the bundle. As you can see, it is a much bigger die. Is this the A4 die? No, not yet. But this is one of the new sets in the Simply Refined bundle. And yes, it does have, this one frame does have words that go around and down. And this one actually says, be brave, be inspired, be you. And I think Kathy did this card, and she used quite a few of the dies to make it. But you know, Simply Refined, everything mixes and matches, and everything you're going to be able to interchange and use all the dies from all three sets and intermingle them so that you have lots of options. So this is what we're going to get to, but I think this is what we're going to start with. So we have got a brand new A4 die that makes a shadow box, and it is so easy peasy. I absolutely love it. I've wanted to do a shadow box for a really long time, but I wasn't sure if we could afford to do an A4 die and bring it to you for a price that I was comfortable with. And we worked on it and we worked on it and we worked on it. And God bless the partnership that I have with Tonic Studios, who manufactures my Simply Refined dies. They said, you show us what you want and you tell us, you know, what it is you need to pay for it, and we're going to see if we can make it work, because these are my dies. And so I'm over the moon. It is 7 inches by, gosh, about 3. So it's nice sized. It does have different easels so that you can stand it on up. Let me get that straightened out. You can stand it on up, but wait till you see all that comes with it. I'm gonna pull that out right now. And that one was done by Elena. And oh my gosh, okay. So I'm just gonna say, the girls went crazy. The SMS girls went crazy on samples. I mean, insane on samples. We have got so much beautiful, stunning, rustic, grungy, pretty to show you. I mean, it's all over. So just hang tight to the end, because I can't pick and choose which samples I show you. I love them all. They all did beautiful work, and they worked so hard on them. So just know there's a lot of samples. Something for everybody without question. Okay, tilt on back down. Okay, so the A4 die. Here it is. This is the set. You're going, holy smokes, artichokes, what is in there? Well, the actual shadow box die is this die right here. That's what it is. That's the shadow box. This die will make this box. Super cute, huh? But you see, I have to pay for a certain size template. I have to pay for this much metal. And so if I'm paying for this much metal, I might as well put in as much as I possibly can, because I'm already paying for the metal, right? I mean, it's not going to change the price any, because I've already paid for the metal. So we went in and we gave you tabs here and here if you want to put it onto the back of your shadow box and hang your shadow box. You can put this tab, die cut a piece of paper with the tab, put it onto the back, and now you can hang your shadow box. But of course this will work for anything. That'll make anything hang. Same with this one. If you wanted the more rounded, this one will allow you to hang your shadow box. Then I had this whole center to fill up. And I thought, well, what could we do in there? So we gave you nesting dies. We gave you nesting dies to play with so that you have your own set of nesting dies. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different nesting dies in there. And of course, those will also make frames. I will show you that. But then that left all of this huge amount of space here that most would just leave empty. But we didn't. We filled it in. And we filled it in with dies that will do debossed wording. Or, gosh, this one right here and this one right here will let you run ribbon through the box. It's amazing. So I'm going to show you all the samples of all of this. But that is the die. And honestly, like I said, most companies would just give you, this is your A4 die, and that would be it, and they would be charging you $39.99, $49.99 for this die. But I wanted to give you more. So we gave you the die, and then we filled in every last inch. Oh, I didn't even mention that then there's the easels. So if you want to use an easel on the back of them, you've got easels that you can use too to stand them up if you don't want to hang them. So I wanted to give you all of this at a price that I thought was rock star. So, and again, it's not part of the bundle, and you do need to have a Big Shot Plus machine, a Big Shot Pro machine, an e-bosser, a Spellbinder's Grand Caliber, something that does dies that are at least 9 inches wide. Okay, so there's 35 different dies in here. $29.99. That's it, $29.99. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm so over the moon about that price. But now I want to show you how to use it. So I am going to pop my die off, and I'm gonna put the little bits and pieces, which, I mean, there's times on these, you spend $10 just for each set, just for those. So $29.99, and of course all of this can be used all by itself. You don't have to use any of this with the shadow box. You can deboss all these words onto your own cards. You can use the nesting frames on your own. You can use the tabs and the easels for everything else. It's almost, I mean, it's an amazing value, and I'm so glad that we're able to bring it to you. Here's my die. You do need 12 by 12 paper. 8.5 by 11 won't work because an A4 die is longer. It's almost a full 12 inches in length. It's actually 11 point something. But you do need to use a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to chop it on down and just cut off the side. And then of course I would save this and use this for something else, because actually we can use it with some of the dies that I have over there that come in the bundle. And now I'm going to bring over my plus machine. And like I said, it's a whopper. It's a whopper of a machine. Here it is. Retails for, I think, $199.99. We sell it every day for $159.99. It comes with everything you need. It comes with all the adapters and plates and cutting pads that you need. And I think shipping on it is $14.99. We cannot ship it outside the United States. We can ship it inside the United States, but not to a P.O. box. You have to have a regular street address. Now I'm going to put my die down face up, so those ridges are facing me. And just in case you do have a plus machine, the shims are separate. They come separately, so you need to be sure not to lose it. So here's the base plate, and then here's the shim that tells you you're going to do wafer dies. And it tells you that. It tells you you're going to do a wafer die. And so what is a wafer die? Well, a wafer die is anything that is uber thin, like a wafer. See how thin that is? Uber thin. And you are always going to sandwich it in between two clear plates. Now, right now, they don't make the plus plates in colors, but I have a feeling that's probably going to come down the line at some point. So I've got a do not cut plate on the bottom, which means I want a nice flat plate always on the bottom so that my die will roll through nice and smooth every single time. I don't want the warped plate on the bottom. That makes it a little more difficult. I'm going to put my paper right over the top of my die, and then my next plate, which is my cut plate. Can you see all the cuts in there and it's not a very pretty plate? That's the plate I want to put in there. Now, you're going to hear some creaks and cracks. Don't worry, I promise it will be okay, but there's lots of straight edges on this die, and when those straight edges hit the rollers in the machine, it makes these creaks and cracks, and it's okay, I promise. As long as the machine, see how it's taking it? As long as the machine is taking the die, you're going to be fine. But when see? I know it sounds like it's like, oh, what did it do? But it's good. It's good, see? It's rolling through, easy peasy. A-okay. Couple last little creaks and cracks, and yours may crack even more. It might, but it's okay. Yours might not crack at all, who knows? I just don't want you to be worried. I'm gonna push that out of my way. One pass is all you need. That's what I'm left with. Ooh, I got that down by the hair of my chinny chin chin. That's what I'm left with. I don't need it. I can throw that away. Take my die. I love the plus machine. It's bigger. It gives you more options. It's more money than the regular Big Shot machine. We sell the standard Big Shot machine for, I think it retails for $119.99, and we sell it for $89.99 every day. And so you have to make the decision, are you going to ever do dies this size? And if you want to, and embossing folders, oh, did I just give myself away? If you're ever going to want to do larger dies, the Plus machine is the machine you want. It is the one machine where you can do all types of dies. You can do the thick steel rule dies like Tim Holtz. You can do the thin dies. You can do everything. Unfortunately, some of the other machines do not give you that option. And, you know, Sizzix is made by a company called Ellison. And Ellison started in the education department. So if you worked at your kid's local elementary school and had those big machines and those big fat dies, chances are they were Ellison dies and Ellison machines. And they still make them, and their education department is huge. So they've been doing die cutting in machines forever, like 80 years or something crazy like that. So you know, you really want to go with a company that has been doing it for so long and been doing it for schools, because my goodness, if it can pass the school test and still make it, you know it's okay. All right, so I'm going to put my die just to the side for right now. And I'm on my own mat here, which is my craft mat, which is non-stick on the top but non-slip on the bottom, which means it won't move. So it's a special craft mat. I'm the only one that makes it, and we love it. Okay, so I've got my die. Can you see that it put the score edges in for you? You don't have to go and score anything. Can you see that the score edges are all there, put in for you? Hopefully I can get it on camera. Now all you do is fold. So, fold in, and there's 4 folds per side. And I'll tell you, the better you fold it, the better you fold on the score lines, the better the easier the box is to put together. So if you can make those really great, if you have a bone folder, make those really nice. And you see it starts to curl in all on itself. Then I'm going to fold in, and then I'm going to fold in, and then I'm going to fold in, and then I'm going to fold in. So you want to make those as nice as you can get them, as sharp lines as can be. And then let's rotate, and I'm going to fold in. And I always start with the fold closest to the center and work my way out versus trying to start up here and work my way in. It's easier to work your way out. And again, I'm just going to give it a really nice press because the lines are already scored for you. And then last but not least, start with the one closest to the center of the shadow box and move out. Now you can do more than just a shadow box with this. I will show you some of the things the girls made that I didn't even know my die could do. Okay, so I've got it all nicely folded on the score lines. And you can see it wanting to put itself together. And that's just what you do. You start moving those, folding them in and under, and then you just tuck the corners in to give you a mitered edge. Easy peasy. Last corner, I'm just going to tuck it right underneath, and I have now made my shadow box. Now you have a couple options. You can put some Stacey tape underneath, like right here on this edge, peel it up and then stick it under to keep it together. You can use a little dab of my adhesive or any good strong glue that you have, wet glue, and then you're going to hold it for a few seconds to keep it together. Or if you're going to decorate around the top of it, which is what we're going to do because we've got the dies to do that, you're going to want to make it, you can easily take Stacey tape and tear yourself off a little piece, line up your corner, and just run it across the top. Now I'm not going to pull that up to expose the second piece of sticky. I'm just using it as regular tape because I'm going to go ahead and cut out the top to this. So you've got a couple different ways of putting it down. Really up to you. A little bit of glue, a little bit of Stacey. If I wanted this to stay black, if I was going to keep this to stay black and not put a piece, anything on top of it, then I could just put the Stacey tape right under on top of this corner, peel it up and put it under. So I could put it right on this corner, right on the corner. Peel it up and then slide it. So I've got it right there, and then slide it underneath and press it together. And if I do that, then I can leave the box just as is. I don't even have to do any more. I don't have to decorate anything because now I've hidden the adhesive. It's really up to you the way you want to do it. So here I've got my corner again. Little piece of Stacey tape. So if you don't want to use wet glue, you do not have to use wet glue, which means it's ideal for kids because Stacey tape does not get all over everything. So I've got Stacey tape right there. I'm just going to tuck that corner right underneath, push them in together, give a nice press. I'm pushing down on this side and I'm pulling up on this so that the paper meets each other. So it's your decision. If you're gonna cover this up with something with another color, because we have the dies to do that, then you can just run your Stacey tape right on the top because they're never gonna see it. But if you wanted that black box to be the box, and that's what they see, then you just hide the Stacey tape right underneath. Easy to do, and you've lined up all your corners. Now that is how we make the shadow box. Very simple. One die, you don't need to cut it more than once. You fold everything in on each other, tape it down, and your box is made. Wait till you see the samples that they have done with this. It is amazing. So now we're gonna move on to, and I think I'm going to move my plus machine kind of out of the way for a minute and bring up my standard Big Shot machine, my regular Big Shot machine. Make sure that plus machine is up and over. There we go. Now we're going to talk about the rest of the dies that we have in the collection, because of course the A4, see? 35 dies, $29.99. That is less than $1 a die. Wahoo kachoo! And all the things that it does. Okay, you know what? I am going to show you really quickly I am going to show you the project sheets for it. Okay, so first off, here is the die and everything that comes with it. So here would be the shadow box. And then remember I told you the different tabs that will let you hang it and the different easels that will let you stand it. And then remember I told you it comes with all of the nesting dies because we were able to fit it in a few little doohickeys because there was extra room. And I like to take up every last possible square centimeter of die. If I'm paying for the metal, I might as well get as much as I can. But then, remember how I told you you could make frames with these? You just layer 2 of them together and what it does is it cuts out a frame. So you're also able to get all 3 frames from the nesting dies. And then all those little pieces that were around it. Let's see. All these little pieces that fill in the empty space on the die that would have just gone to waste. We did something with. So here's the die. Now, if you take sandable paper, you can deboss and the words will come up. This one you can run ribbon through. This one you can run ribbon through. And again, it fits. Fits right on the box. all of those dies will do debossing, they do designs, they do words, and you know what? They're just an extra bonus, and you don't even have to use them on this. You could use them on your scrapbook pages. You could use them on your cards. You don't have to use them on the box because they're separate. Each one of them is individually done. You just peel it off. This one says, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, a birthday filled with you. I can't read backwards. It's hard for me to read backwards. Live, laugh, love. Just the two of us. You've got designs. You know, they're just there, and you can use them on anything. This is all bonus that can be used with your Big Shot machine or your Big Shot Plus machine. Oh, we have, it always happens. It never fails that there's somebody that unfortunately there's a fire truck that goes by during our YouTubes. But can you even imagine having all of this extra to play with? In addition to the box, and of course it fits the box. And then you've got the frames that were made out of the nesting dies, and then the whole box itself. It is a lot. It is a lot of goodness. And it comes packaged just like this, $29.99. And then on the back, it gives you ideas of what you can do, and it shows you the 3 other dies which do come in the bundle. And that's where we're moving to next. So we have got, again, new size. New size. This is 7 inches. So they're bigger. 3 new dies. And being that they're all rectangle, that means that you can take from each set and mix and match, and no 2 sets are alike. There is absolutely no duplicate pieces in any of these sets. The bundle is called Family Ties, and that's because we've left you openings. Now you can fill those with flowers, you can fill them with whatever makes your heart happy. This one here, 2 openings, 3 openings, 4 openings. But I thought it would be really nice if you could put family pictures in them as well. And yes, these dies fit inside the shadow box. Actually, it fits on the outside. The frame will fit on the outside of the shadow box, and then the center dies will fit in. So let's play with them a little bit. I'm gonna move those out of the way, and I think I am going to bring over. Now we did 2 sets that have words. 2 sets that have words. And 1 set, and the words are on the outer die here. And 1 set just has pretty filigree so that if you don't want any words at all, but like I said, since they all mix and match, if you have 2 sets or more, you have an infinite number of possibilities. And you can see how many pieces come with it. And then we've got the flowers. So you have got enough, you can make a huge rectangle if that's all you need is a huge rectangle, or you could take these 2 and you could make a beautiful frame because it's going to die cut you a frame and then leave you a center, or you can take this one and put this one in the center of that to cut that out and have a solid, or I mean the options are unlimited. Or you could take the large frame and the word die, the decor die, and then put this one in the center, and then that's going to cut this piece out. It really is a lot. There's a lot of options. Okay, I got this cutest little badge during the shop that didn't hop. I just absolutely love it. It's a little badge that I can wear on my apron, and it's magnetic, and it says, it was done by a customer, and she wrote, "You have options" on it, and I love it because it's the truth. I want you to have lots of options, and when you have this many dies to play with, you have options, and when the dies will mix and match, you have even more options. So let's cut, let's play a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got my frame die right here, and I think I'm just going to grab a piece of pink paper. I'm using my 80-pound Colorations cardstock, It's the Simply Defined Colorations cardstock. You get 48 sheets of cardstock, 2 of 24 colors, and it's value priced at $9.99. That way you've got a nice selection of cardstock, especially for you beginners. And I'm gonna die cut. So this is where I'm gonna bring over my regular Big Shot machine, because that's all it needs is the regular Big Shot machine. Now this is a frame die. You do not want to use your precision base plate with a frame die. Am I going to do it? Yes. Should you? Absolutely not. Because there's nothing in this frame die to hold it from tweaking and warping. When I get to using the Decor die, it has got more stability to it so that I can use it with my precision base plate. So if you're using the frame die, and just use your regular multi-purpose platform. Unfortunately, I don't have one sitting. Oh, wait. Ha, I spoke too soon. Regular multi-purpose platform. Oh, but I don't have a clear plate for it. By George, I don't have 2 clear plates. All right, well, you would want to use your regular multi-purpose platform. That's the extended version. I'm going to go ahead and keep with my precision base plate because that's what's in front of me. So I'm going to put, I wonder if I cut it up. I bet that would be better because it wouldn't cut into it. Let's try. Because if I cut with the die facing up and the ridge, the cut side facing up, it's not cutting into the precision base plate. So it won't grab it and bite and warp it. So let's do that because that should theoretically work. And that would eliminate me worrying about. Now that noise is because it's a straight die, because there's a straight edge. If I had tilted the die, oh yeah, that worked fine. So if you're going to use your precision base plate for frame dies, which I don't recommend, but you can, then you just put the die cut you face up, just like this would become your do not cut plate. Okay, so there's my cut. But I know you heard that sound, and I'm worried that you're worried about that sound. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it again. This time I'm using my dotty paper. See the little cute dots on it? So I'm going to cut it again. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that before. This just becomes your do not cut plate and you cut your die face up. Why not? Okay, so this time, as opposed to putting it, see how I've got it straight and the roller as if it's going straight in? If I angle it just a bit, so it doesn't take that straight edge in all at once. See how I have it angled? Just a bit. It won't make such loud noises. Still might make noises, but it won't be as loud. And that might be better for you. That might, so everybody gets so worried when they hear that noise. So let's see. Oh yeah, see, no noise at all. That's because it's not hitting that straight edge on the die. It's hitting the corner and taking it in slowly. Look at that. Wow. So it's up to you. If you don't mind the noise, you can put it with a straight edge. So if you don't mind the noise, you just put it in right like that, straight. And if you do mind the noise, you angle it. And that's true for any die that is got a straight edge. Any die. If you just angle it a little bit, it won't make that noise. So now I have got my solid cut. Put those over there. And now I am going to take my Decor die. Now the Decor die never has a cutting edge on the outside. Never, never, never. So if I were to cut into this piece of paper, this is not going to come out. It's going to cut the design into this piece of paper. And I can hear you now. For those of you who have never seen this, you're going, huh? Okay, there's no cut edge right here. And there's no cut edge right there. I'm going to put it down. This time I am going to put it down facing against my precision base plate. So I'm not using my precision base plate as a do not cut. I'm going to lay it down put my yucky plate over the top of it and send it on through. And again, if I didn't want to have to worry about hearing any noises, I could have tilted it. And if I'm worried it hasn't cut all the way through, I can rotate it 180 degrees because it's too wide to go through the machine on a 90 degree. I just rotate it 180 degrees, put it back, send it on through. Although I can tell you it cut through the first time. And I'm done. Now, did you notice my mat didn't move anywhere? Isn't that a happy day? Okay. So let's get my little doohickey here from Sizzix. This is the little Sizzix tool. It helps get the little bits and pieces out, and it leaves them, well, this just wants to fall out. It leaves them on your little mat. It clings, the little pieces cling to it. But I cut it twice, so they really just want to fall on out. And it's done. If I could get my little loop-de-loo out of there. There we go. So let's clean up our mess. And into the trash. All right. So now what I've got is this. Or I have got it to put on the base of a card. Looky that. Fits right on a 5x7 card. Ha ha. You'll never guess what I'm holding in my hands. This would be our new 5x7 Distinctions card base 200-pound paper. Just like our other card bases. And we brought out the 5x7 because we now have bigger dies. Look at that. Fits right on beautifully. But if we're using the shadow box, it covers up that hole. How are you going to put anything in there? That's where the next size die comes in. Remember I said, if I layered them, if I laid this one down, and then I did my words, and then I'd put this one in the center, this piece would come out. Remember how I told you that that Decor die is only going to cut into that piece of paper? It's not going to cut it out. It's going to cut the detail in, and hopefully you can see the words. Be brave, be inspired, be you. But now I need to get rid of this center. And you can do that if you want to use the shadow box, or you can do that if you want to use it on a card base, or this is a great mat for your scrapbooking, but I need to use the other die. There it is. So I'm going to put that one out of my way. I'm going to put this one out of my way. Bring my machine back over. And because I want to see where I'm cutting, I'm going to go ahead and roll it through this way because I want to make sure where I'm cutting. If I had a second clear plate, I would have done it on my magnetic platform so I could see, so everything held exactly into place. One cut. Right on top. Now you're ready to decorate. And you know what this piece fits? Hee hee. Now, if you want to be sure that you get the entire back black covered, remember the first piece I cut? I cut the first pink one out of that. before you put your box together, you can lay that piece right in here and then put your box together. And you now have got and then you can lay this one in there as a mat and this on top. You have options. And we're not even done. We haven't even cut this piece yet, which would also layer right in. So let's cut that piece really quick. I'm gonna cut that piece really quick. And again, it's a decor die. So there is no edge, cutting edge. So I'm just gonna grab a piece of black paper. I should save, did I save one of those black sheets? Yes, I did. This was the extra piece that came off of the box, went off of my 12 by 12. Bring over my Big Shot machine because I do not need the plus for these. Lay it right down because it is an intricate die. Send it on through. And then decide if it needs to be rotated. Decide if it needs to be rotated. And then send it on back. Now it probably didn't need to be rotated, but just so you can see that you can do it. Now what's going to happen when I pull the die off? You tell me what's going to happen. Is it going to cut that whole piece out? Right! It's not. It's just going to cut into it. All little bits and pieces. I do like my dies intricate sometimes. My, oh my. All right. So let me take this little piece here and put that on there. But you're saying, Stacey, I don't want that big border. I want you to cut the whole thing out. Yep, you sure do. And we've got the die that fits right around it. So you can then cut the entire piece out. So let's go ahead, bring my machine back over. So I've got it with the decor die. All I did was put a blank piece of black paper down, put the decor die right on top. It only cut into the paper, it cut the design into the paper. Now I want that whole design out. So I'm gonna take the die that works with it, the frame that goes with it, I'm gonna lay it right around it. Again, if you have a magnetic platform, this would be the time to be using it. Gosh, I just don't know. Hopefully I'm close. But I would really love to have, I've got to have my magnetic platform. And then I would be sure. Roll it through. It's a frame die. It's a one roll die. I would not put it against my precision base plate. How close did I come? Ooh, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, but that's all I needed. Then I can layer that on that. So I've got that in there. I've got that on there. I have options. I do. but what happens if I don't want the black behind there? What happens if I want the pink? And again, everything I'm showing you can be done without using the shadow box at all. You could be doing this on your cards or your layouts or your mixed media. You can be doing it on anything. It doesn't have to go on the shadow box. I have got beautiful card samples to show you that have nothing to do with the shadow box. Remember the piece of paper that I first cut with the largest die? Now I'm going to take the second die that it comes with, and I'm going to center that. So I just have to center that smaller die. And can you tell me what's going to happen? Now I don't know, for some it might be easier. I just don't know if you can get this, if you lay this down, because that fits perfectly over the top, and then make sure your die is centered. I'm going to hold this up so you can see what I've done. So I cut the pink paper out using my largest die that comes in the set, and it just cut a pink triangle or a pink rectangle. Now I want to cut just a plain border, but I want to make sure that this die here, my die that needs to cut out the window, I want to make sure it's centered. So I took the Decor die, any of the Decor dies, it doesn't matter from what set you get it from. I laid it on top, made sure my die that I want to cut out is centered because it's going to fit right in the center of it. Make sure it's all beautiful, and then, whoop, see, I moved it. And pull, let's see, is it centered? And then pull it off. Then put my cut plate and send it on through. And all it's going to do is cut a window. Are you getting the idea of how many different things you can do? So all I did is cut a window, and of course all of my dies have cute little edges around them, stitched edges and coin edges, and they all have a cute little edge. I know edges are very popular, so all of the rectangles have cute little edgings around them. So now I've got my window. Remember when that moved a little bit, but remember when I told you you could just put your tape there if you were planning on covering it? Because if you're doing this, you're gonna see the tape here. If I wanted to close my box and just run the tape along the top. Here I hit the tape and it's perfect. But if you're going to put a frame around the top, and then here, and then there and there and this and there, then it doesn't matter if you put the tape that way to keep your box closed, because nobody gonna see it. It's covered. And move these. I want to slide on down because they're not taped in. But easy to do. So let me grab the back. So I could do on a card, I could have it I like it off to one side so I can run a strip of ribbon, and I would put a pretty pattern paper behind it. I could have this on a card with a pretty piece of paper behind it covering this, and then a ribbon down the center and a bow right there, and pictures of mom, dad, and the new baby right there, or roses filling it in. But there's so much to be done. You can just make tons and tons of frames. And being that everything's got that cute little stitched edge or a little coin edge, everything's got a decoration, and all the dies, regardless from what set, coordinate. Tons to do, lots to do. Every set has the large frame. Every set has the large decor die. 2 of them have words, one of them doesn't. Then you've got the next large frame. Then you've got the second frame. So you could put these 2 in together and make a really narrow frame. You have to get some paper that you don't care about anymore and start to cut and play and see how everything layers in. And then you've got the cute little flowers, and all the sets come with cute little flowers. Bigger set, much bigger set. So in the bundle, there's only 3 different sets, not 4. And while I really wanted to keep them at $14.99, we had to do them for $17.99 because there's just no way I can do this big of a die at the same $14.99. So the bundle has the 3. This one says together is our favorite place. That's what this one says. Together is our favorite place. Look at how cute. This is just plain. So if you don't want to have any words at all around, you just want design filling it in and no words at all, well, right here. 4 Make Us Complete. That's the name of it's Family Ties 4 Make Us Complete. And that gives you the frame that doesn't have any words. And then here's the one that we've been using. Be brave, be inspired, be you. These are the 3, and they do come as a bundle. They're sold individually. Now remember, individually, open stock, they always cost more. Our normal dies for Simply Defined in the smaller sizes run $19.99. These are gonna run you a few dollars more. They're $22.99. But if you buy the bundle, all 3 of them, for $53.97, they're at a discounted price, and of course it will ship for free because it's over $50. So we had to up the price just a wee bit only because they're so much bigger. I had to buy more metal, but I didn't want them so expensive that you couldn't afford them. So I'm hoping that we're okay with this because you were asking for bigger dies, you were. And then you were asking for bigger card bases, and I did them. We have them. The new Distinctions 5x7 card bases, 25 card bases, 25 envelopes, 200-pound paper, $9.99. The A2 and the A6 are $8.99. These are $9.99. So the price, I kept it as low as I possibly could. I think you're going to love them. And everything just layers right on top. And because you get all, so you can mix the rectangles, because if you like this edge better with this die and you want that flower with this die, go ahead. You've got it. You can do all the different combinations. All the different combinations are there for you. And if you happen to have a plus machine or a spellbinder machine, well, or an e-bosser, then you also have the opportunity to do the shadow box. And everything that comes with the shadow box. 35 dies, $29.99. That's less than $1 a die. So I want to show you. Again, so what did we do? We made our shadow box, 1 cut, 1 roll, use 12 by 12 paper. You put it together however you need to put it together. If you want to use wet glue, you can use wet glue to keep those corners. If you want to make sure that that nobody sees the tape because you're going to use the cardstock that you've done to make the shadow box as your frame, if that's what everybody's going to see, you're going to put a little wet glue on that corner or a little Stacey tape and tuck it right underneath, and it's going to stay in place with you. Or if you are going to hide it so that nobody sees it, then you can put the Stacey tape just right on the corners. Be quick about it, right on the corners, because you're going to cover it up with the outside frame anyway. And then it's up to you how to decorate. Then it's all on you. And if you don't do the shadow box and you're doing scrapbooks, these are awesome for scrapbooks because they're bigger. They give you the opportunity to take up space and to put a pretty picture right in the middle of it. I mean, how awesome for graduation. Well, the school year just started, so today is the second day of school for my boys. I have one that is a sophomore in high school and one that little Michael, just this is his second day in high school, and I have to share. Sorry, I know it's long, but it's me. So James, doing great, got into some really great classes. Little Michael got into some AP classes. Not that I'm proud or anything. And I can't wait to see James in his uniform this year. James has grown like 2 inches over the summer, so I can't wait to get a picture of him in his ROTC uniform. But okay, that's enough of me and my kids. Can't help myself. Sorry. So anyway, so if you're doing scrapbooks and you're not a card maker, these are great because they're big, and you can use them for matting. You can use, I mean, you've got a lot of options here. And if you are a card maker and a scrapbooker and a mixed media artist and a knitter and a sewer and everything else, well, then you're gonna have a good time as well. So, all right, let me show you the bundles real quick. I'm very, very proud of my children and my dies. Okay, so I showed you the 3, and I showed you the A4, so $29.99. These are $22.99 if you buy them individually, and if you get them in the bundle, they come down to $17.99 each. So $22.99 if you buy them open stock. If you just want the one, and that's the only one you want, it's $22.99, which is still a slammin' hot deal for a die this size. However, if you buy them in the bundle, you're gonna get them for $17.99 each. So $50, $53.97 for all 3 sets. And that means it ships for free. Then we have the Simply Defined Distinctions cards in 5x7. I told you 25 cards, 25 envelopes, 200-pound paper for $9.99. But what we also have for you, okay, remember when I started doing Stacey tape and I said I had no intention of doing Stacey tape, but the manufacturer called me and said, Stacey, what if we could do a tape that's longer, a tape that's stronger, and give it to you for less money? And it was kind of a no-brainer. Well, the manufacturer came to me and said, Stacey, what if we could do your fussy scissors and your fussy tweezers for you? Give you a better quality or as good quality of what's currently on the market for less money. It's kind of hard for me to say no when they say they're going to do it at less money for as good, if not better, than what's out there on the market. So here are our fussy tweezers. The tips are a little bit longer. I love that it's in my red. See, red. They have kindly, ever so kindly, etched my name into they're Simply Refined is etched into them. And they are only $2.99. How can you go wrong? I mean, everybody needs to have a pair of fussy tweezers. Look at how fine that tip is. If you are doing decoupage, if you are doing die cutting, these are amazing, amazing tweezers. I was able to get the tips. I was able to tell them exactly what I wanted and exactly what I would have changed if I could, and they did. So fussy tweezers, $2.99, along with new fussy cut scissors, again in my red, and again they got Simply Refined etched into it. Look at that, that's awesomeness. Again, I was able to change them a little bit to make them what I wanted so that they're easier to cut around. And if you have arthritis, oh my gosh, these are the scissor of choice. They do detail. They cut right around. If you are a fussy cutter, you're gonna love these. There's absolutely no pressure on your hand. If you like to do your cutting, you're gonna have no pressure on your hands, and they just go. Easy to use. So again, the price is a little bit lower than everybody else's. We have them for $7.99. That doesn't mean that they're better than everybody else's. It just means that the manufacturer came to me and said, what if we did this for you and you could offer them to your customer for a better price? And I said, well, if you're gonna do them in my signature red, how can I say no? And the last thing they said is, you need a gush pad. So we came out with our own stamp mat. And it is exactly what I want. I know you would think that foam is different, or foam is all the same, but it isn't. It's very much different. And I was able to get the exact density of foam that I wanted in my red. And I even named it the Gush Pad, Gush Stamp Mat. They looked at me and they said, is gush a word? And of course, we were able to do it for a price that I'm happy with. They're $1.99. And you still can cut it in half and you can cut it in quarters, but now I don't have to cut a mat in half to send it to you. I can just send you a whole mat just the way it is. And if you want two, it's still the same price as the bigger one that we sold. So I'm really, really, really happy. Simply Refined, the Gush stamp mat. Simply Refined's Fussy tweezers and Simply Refined Fussy cut scissors. So $2.99, $7.99, and $1.99. And then we have Simply Defined Distinction card bases in new 5x7, 200-pound weight. You go find that. You try and find that. Not so easy. We went, woo, 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 woo. We overdid it on the weight, but I wanted to bring you card bases that that will stand the test of time. I really wanted them to be easy. I don't know what I did with my card, but I wanted them to be, oh, right here. I wanted them to be heavy and sturdy, and when you set them, they stand, and it feels like there's two. It really does. People are like all the time, well, no, it's really just one. So you can layer and layer and layer and layer, and it's not gonna fall apart. That's the beauty of the weight. The weight is nice. Everybody who already has them knows that I'm being very, very honest. I really wanted a nice, solid, sturdy, heavy card base, and 200-pound is pretty much unheard of for crafting. And they're beautiful, and they ink beautifully, so you're going to love them. All right, now I'm going to show you quickly the storyboards, and then I'm going to show you samples. Oh my gosh, this is long. Okay. Okay, so we've got Together is our favorite place. There it is on a shadow box. But if you just want the dies, you don't want the shadow box, look at all you can do with the dies. You've got you've got the two mats there, you've got it cut out, you've got it, I mean, look at all the options you have. And because they mix and match, if you have more than one set, although you might as well, if you're gonna buy two, you might as well get the third, because $22.99 and $22.99, that's $46, and for $10 more, you might as well get the third and save on shipping. Yeah, you might as well do that. Save on shipping. If you're gonna buy two, buy three, because by the time you add the shipping into it, you're almost paying the exact same as if you got all three. Why pay for shipping when we offer free shipping over $50? Don't do that. Get the die. And there it is on a box. Then we have the plain one. Remember I told you that we have one that's plain, that has no writing at all. There it is. And here's the storyboard. We have to give Elena big props for these storyboards. This took a little bit of thought to get everything together and to make it so I could show you with a box. Then the last one, which is Be Brave, Be Inspired, Be You. There it is on the box. That's the one we were playing with today. So you wanted to do bigger cards. You wanted options. You can do, this one fits an A2 card. A2, yeah, this fits an A2 card. This fits a 5x7 card. This plus one of the other dies fits an A6 card. They're all meant to go on basic card sizes, as well as the shadow box. Okay, let's show you some samples because they're fun. Sharon, from Sharon. Really darling. So that's Sharon. And this one's Sharon. So pretty, the basic, just the basic with no words in it at all. Lovely, isn't it? So that's Sharon. And this one was, oh, this one was Kathy that I showed you earlier. And she layered the flowers so that they lay in like that. She took two of them and layered them together. But that's Kathy. Don't know where the rest of Kathy is, but that's okay. Here's Michelle and her shadow box with Tinker Bell. Look at it, and you've got the easels on the back so that it will stand for you. Ta-da! There's Michelle. The girls really did go a little crazy on this release. This is also Michelle. And remember when I told you that one of those dies that comes with the A2 would allow you to string the ribbon? Can I get it up? Remember, it comes with the A2 die. This one does the tops, and then there is one that does the length. She was able to weave ribbon through it. That's what that die does. Has nothing to do with the shadow box at all. She made this Christmas and put in the word joy. That's Michelle. This is also Michelle. She did a shrinky dink. She took it and cut it with shrinky dink and then put pictures of my boys, me and my boys in there from Halloween. She did a shrinky dink necklace. Super cute, huh? It's really creative. I was like, oh, that's good. Then we have, this is Yvette. And remember I told you that you could take the tab so you can hang it? Comes with the A4 die. Yeehaw, cowboy. Is that Darling? That is Yvette. Oh, I know Yvette has more, but we'll move to Kathy. I'm all over the place with samples. I don't know if this is Kathy or not. I think this is Claire. This looks like Claire. Oh, maybe it goes this way. Yeah, together is our favorite place. Claire. Super cute. That's Claire. And then Claire did a triptych. So she made 3 shadow boxes. Down, down, down. 3 shadow boxes. And she took vintage prints and scanned them and then printed them out smaller so they would fit. But then they all will stand up as a triptych. I think I showed this one on Facebook. There you go. So that's Claire. Oh my, this is also Claire. Look at what she did with the shadow box. And it stands right up. And it is an invitation to a party. She's got an invitation down there to a party. And then she just used stickers to decorate and the lights to make the Eiffel Tower light up. Is that not awesome? To a wine party knowing Claire. So that's Claire. Love the little twinkle lights she got in there. Don't know where she got them, but they're super cute. And then Claire really hit it out of the park with these. So she made bookends out of the shadow box. She made bookends. Now she got these books at Goodwill and tore them apart. They were used, they were 25 cents, so these are actual bindings for a book. She made the shadow box, and then her husband Steve put together the little wood so she could make bookends out of the shadow box. Is that awesome? Incredible, the talent. Incredible. And then she also did this out of the shadow box. Look at that. And it feels old and rusty, and she used paper leather to bind them together. Look at that piece of mixed media using the shadow box. You would never know that's paper underneath there, ever in a million years. Oh, yes, you can. A little bit of paste, a little bit of distressing mixed in, a little sanding. You can do this. If you love mixed media, this box is for you. Oh my gosh, is that gorgeous? Oh, I know this is running really long. Okay, then we have, here's Yvette's. Here's one of Yvette's others. That's Yvette. And this one's Yvette. I love this card. And she used decoupage to fill it. decoupage. And together is our favorite place. Maybe I should soundproof this room. But my husband, Mr. SMS, this is actually his office. I'm not sure he'd be so excited about that. This is Yvette. Oh, and I think this one's Kathy. Is that gorgeous? I love this. I love the colors. It says together is our favorite place. Love everything about this card. It's beautiful. And she left the center. She didn't die cut out the window. She left the center. Put the pearls coming up it. Beautiful. And then I'm sure this is Kathy. Although I could be wrong. Yeah, Kathy, good. She made a layout using the boxes. She made a layout using the shadow boxes. So it's got dimension to it. And put in, is that Cody? Oh, that's Cody. SMS boy Cody. He works here. Beautiful, isn't it? She made a layout using the shadow boxes. Then we have Elena. Now Elena took the shadow box and my Simply Defined bedazzled paper. And look at that. Shadow box is in there. Look at that. Are they not the cutest and the smartest and the most clever ever? I cannot brag enough about my staff. I really can't. They bring these in. I give them the dies and then they bring back masterpieces. This is just a piece of paper. She just cut it, scored it, and put the shadow box in. She glued the shadow box here and she glued it to the back. Ta-da! What a cute card for somebody. Ta-da! And then of course it will stand. And she put the die on the back together as our favorite place because it says happy birthday or happy anniversary. Ta-da! Who wouldn't like to get that as a gift? Okay, and then here is Elena as well. Are you ready? There's the shadow box. And then everything stands. Oh, I'm so afraid. It all stands up. Don't know where that one goes, but they stand up. Oh yeah, that one's down there. And they stand up. So cute. And then she made the cover for it. And it just slides back in like a drawer. Then everything lays back down. And then you slide it back in. How clever is that? That's Elena. Then we have Elena who did several cards because Doris's arm is not feeling so well. So Doris wasn't able to work on projects and she was so sad. But Elena stepped up and made some beautiful, see how we put the pictures behind them? Now imagine those are your family pictures or the new baby pictures or the bride and groom pictures. She's got a shaker box in here. This is all Elena. She really rose to the challenge. Look at how pretty is this. Don't you just want to make that? Don't you just want her to send you this? This is Elena. Whoops. We're getting there, folks. And here she's put baby pictures all the way down. This would be cute for a graduation. So they're baby pictures and then a couple of middle years and then their graduation picture. How cute would that be to send out graduation announcements? Of course, like I said, school just started. Okay, and then Elena did this with the box. She saw it as a mat. She saw it as a mat, so she matted and put pictures in and made it a layout. Now, Belinda saw the shadow box as a basket. And Belinda made a basket out of the shadow box. Told you it didn't just have to be a box. She made a basket. This is Belinda. And this is also Belinda, and I know I showed this one on Facebook. Her ode to Disney. And again, it's got the easel on the back, so you can just stand it up. It'll stand right up. Her ode to Disney. And I'm going to pull this a little closer to me. We've got her banner using the shadow box. So it says boo. It's hard to see. There's the B. Again, you would never know it's paper underneath. There's the first O. And there's the second O. So I've got a banner that hangs vertically that says boo. And you would never know that this is paper underneath. She's painted it and distressed it and then made it into a great banner. She also made it into the cutest little house. There's the shadow box. And she made it into a cute little house. How darling is that? So darling, so cute. I would have never thought to use the shadow box to make the house. Very clever, very clever. Then we've got her mixed media bunny with balloons. This is all Belinda. You gotta know Belinda by now. She sees things in a way that is unique and different and clever and just fabulous. Then we've got her, one of her Halloweens. And this is one of the older sets from Simply Refined. Pretty frightening, isn't it? But I think my favorite from Belinda, I do think my favorite is this one. And it says, "Dead man tells no tell." And again, you would never know that it's paper because she used pastes and mediums and just distressed everything and covered everything in different kinds of texture pastes. And I think it's fabulous. I think it's absolutely fabulous. And then the last one, which I showed in the beginning. I think Elena did this. And she put a little slit in the back so you can put wishes in there. And what a cute little gift for a little girl to put in her room. And every night she can just put a wish in there. Isn't that darling? So this is Elena. All right, I have shown you, I hope I didn't forget anybody else's. Oh my gosh, I have shown you so much, and it's getting dark out. I have shown you the new collection of Simply Refined, which are new, larger dies, a new A4 die, and then 3 new dies that are 7 inches tall that will go all the way down to an A2 size card. So you can use them on cards of any size because why? You have options. I showed you, I can't even find the stuff. It's all buried underneath everything. I showed you the new Distinctions card bases in 5x7 size to go with the new size dies. I showed you the new Gush mat, the new Gush stamp mat for $1.99, and the new Fussy tweezers, the Simply Refined Fussy tweezers, and the new Simply Refined Fussy cut scissors, all value priced at a wonderful quality. Really, really top-notch quality product. I'm honored to be able to bring them to you because they're just fab. Anyway, okay, so where are you gonna get all of this amazing product? You're gonna get it at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It is me, Stacey. Saturday with Stacey about probably 2 hours later. So I'm gonna let you go now. I hope you enjoyed, and it's so good to see you. Post your comments. You might find yourself a winner chicken dinner. Bye guys, see you next Saturday. Woohoo.